Hey everybody, it's Becky. I just have my design team project for Craftsupplies1 for the month of August to show you guys. And I just want to remind you guys really quick that the sale is still going on. 15% off everything on both her Zibbit and her Etsy store. So if there's anything you want, now's the time to take advantage of the sale and get it. And it goes until August 10th. And so, yeah, just head on over there. So my design team projects are altered wine corks, and I did these for a swap at 2shabbysisterstudio.ning.com, and Marla, which is Echo 92503 here on YouTube, she's the host, and so I decided to join. I've done some other swaps where Marla was the host, and I really like being in the swaps, so I decided to join this one, and it sounded really fun. So here are my wine corks. I don't really like these two. They don't have like paper on them, and then that one it does. So these two, they kind of reminded me, like this one reminded me because of the colors, the Prima lyric, and this one, the fairy rhymes, because of the butterfly and the colors, kind of like with the creams and stuff, and the pinks. And then this one, of course, is the Engraver because I put the Engraver paper on it, and I wanted that one to be like shabby grunge, so I kind of whitewashed everything. These two, I didn't whitewash anything on them. I just left them the way they were, and I thought they turned out really cute. So here, let me just bring this one forward. We'll just do this one first. The corks I got. Let me just move my camera down just a little bit. The corks I got, I don't remember the name, but you can search for them on Etsy. Just put it in the search box, like wine corks. And it was bridal something, I don't remember. But they have like different packs, different size packs. Like I got a 25 pack just because I can send them, like when I'm doing swaps and stuff for people to alter, or I can alter them and send them to people too, because they're really quick and like, there's not much to them. I think the most time it takes is just the drying time, like for the E6000. So, like, if you adhere metal to them. So, and then they've got, like, labels on them. And then, of course, they've been used. So, like, one end on some of them is darker than the other because, of the dark wine. So, they're kind of really cool to alter. I've seen some that don't have, like, anything in the middle it shows the labels, and so it was really cute. So here, I'll just do my tag really quick and show you guys, and then I'll show you the cork. I just did some lace from my stash, through the top, and then I put the clasp, through the lace to hold it there. And then I just pieced paper together. I just ripped up the scraps that I had from like other projects. And I didn't distress, but I inked all the edges with Vintage Photo and Black Soot, the Tim Holtz distress ink, sorry. and then I just kind of tucked in lace here and there. Like these ones are from my stash. This is from Craftsupplies1, and I'll show you that one in just a second. This is from my stash. I think I got this from Marla, and I used it on something, and that's like what I had left. So pretty much like all this lace I got out of my scrap box too. Here's another piece from Craftsupplies1, and then another piece from just my scrap box. And then I put washi tape, and I think this is from the Divine collection, but it was pink, so I just kind of put it on there. I think it kind of went well. So that's, pretty much what I did. This is out of chipboard. I just got a printable off the internet for like tags, and I traced it out and cut it. I cut with my cutter and then with my my knife, and then a little bit with my scissors, just kind of cut, get their shape. And then I extended the length on it, and then on this one I just put that little stamp on the back. So my wine corks, I, of course, hung them from a Tim Holtz clasp. I wrapped some seam binding, and I got this one from Christina, and I just kind of, wrapped it around. I crinkled it, dried it all first, and then for my wine cork, I used this lace, which is what I used in the tag too, and I just wrapped it around. Well, the cork I gessoed first, and then I wrapped the lace around and glued it, and then I took these new filigrees from Craftsupplies1, and I bent it around with my hand and a little bit with my pliers just on the ends to get it to, fold in good. And I used E6000, and I wrapped an elastic band around it and let it dry. And then I took these two. This is from my stash, and I believe I got this from Marla. Thank you, Marla. She has some, costume jewelry that she sent me. And I think it's an old earring, like the clip-ons. So that's what I did. And I think I got this button from her as well. So I E6000 them to the cork. I put this bling down first, and it's coming up, so I'm going to have to glue it better. And then I put the button on. And then on the top, after, those things were dry, I took some bead caps and a bead from my stash, and I put the little memo pins from Tim Holtz through them and through the wine cork and a little bit of E6000, so, they're not going anywhere. And I did it on the bottom as well with the same memo pin. And then I, of course, hung the clasp on the top, and then on the bottom, I just hung on this one. I just made a charm, out of my beads and stuff on this one, and then I hung a charm from Craftsupplies1, the little flower, and then I think this is an industrial chic little charm, and then I made these ones out of just some beads out of my stash, and then I put a bead cap and then a little eyelet screw from Tim Holtz in the sides, and hung this chain. And this chain is actually from, I don't know if you guys remember or if you've seen it, me and Christina, which is Christina92503, I believe, here on YouTube. She sent me some cameo necklace, a couple of them, so I just used the chain from it, and hung the chain there. So that's what I did on this one. I think I went over everything. So that's my Prima Lyric wine cork, kind of, even though I didn't use the paper on it. And then this one, I did the same thing. I gessoed the wine cork, and then I wrapped this lace around, let me just show you, this lace around the cork, and, let me do the tag first, sorry. And then this lace is from my stash, and then this one is the lace that I used on the wine cork, and I just cut it kind of in half, and then I wrapped it in there. And then this is a little heart, an iridescent heart charm from my stash, and then this is another little bell charm from my stash, and then I actually threaded the clasp through the hole because it's a little bit longer, and it would have hung off of the end of the tag, so I just moved it up a little bit. So here's the lace again, and I just used the Prima Fairy Rhymes paper, and I put this design at the bottom and the top, and then this in the middle, and I distressed the edges, and I used the Prima chalk edgers, the pastel pink and the green, and I just went over the edges, and then I just kind of went over the corners and here and there with Vintage Photo. So I did that on all that. And then on the back, this is, I believe, from Ladybird, the stamp set. I don't remember. I should have looked at it, and it's not close. So I just used the butterflies, and then that stamp, and then here at the bottom I used this stamp, and I kind of messed it up, but I don't want to redo the tag because I like it, so I think it's just going to have to stay. And then this butterfly is actually just from my stash, and it's smaller. This one is from Craftsupplies1, and it's a little bit bigger. So I just wanted a small little one there at the bottom. So that's, pretty much my tag. My tags are simple just because I don't want it to, like, take away from the charm. So I pretty much did, the same thing with the memo pins, except for on this one, I used the bead cap. These are like the white, I don't know if I have any more left. Ooh, I have one. They're these ones. And then I put a bead and then a little bling, and I put the memo pin through it and glued it. And I did it on both sides, or both top and bottom. And then here I just adhered some the bling on the roll with like the little butterflies. And then on this one, I took the butterfly that's from Craftsupplies1, and I'll show you. Like this, and I cut it in half, and then I cut the little antennas off, and I glued each wing on the back of the cork, and then I pushed the antennas inside the cork, and then I put glue on the ends and pushed it in so they'll stay. And then down the middle, I took this same as I used on the other one, and I just kind of scrunched it up and then glued it, put some feathers down, and a half-back pearl from Craftsupplies1, the half-back pearl strand down the middle. And then I wrapped the same half-back pearls around the ends. And then I put this little cameo down, and I believe this is one that Christina sent me. So thank you, Christina. And then this is from that bling on the roll, and I just cut one single pearl off, stuck it there because it's supposed to be like on a necklace. And I colored it with my Spectrum Noors, and I just colored it a pink color. And so it's supposed to look like a butterfly. And then down here, my charms are just this is just one from my stash, and I put a little key from Craftsupplies1 at the bottom. And then there's one that I made, and just out of beads out of my stash, and I colored the bead spacer on this one. And then this one's from my stash, and I just tied some rickrack from Christina. Thank you, Christina. And I put a little butterfly in the middle. So that's what I did on there, and I just hung it from some chain from my stash. So that's my Prima Fairy Rhymes wine cork. And then on this one, this is my Engraver one. And I wanted this to be shabby, kind of grunge. And so, I don't know if I mentioned that. So, here on the tag, I did use the Engraver line, of course. And I used the key from the Engraver line. And I kind of did the same thing with the clasp. I just hooked it to the lace. And this is lace. I think this one I got from Becky. And this one I got from Marla. And then, I think I don't remember where I got this one. But it was just in my stash. And then I just took some of the ruler. I cut out the ruler. I distressed everything with vintage photo and black soot. And then this is a frame from the Engraver, and I just put it on there. And then this is some lace from my stash, and I just kind of whitewashed everything. And then on the back of this one, I took the stamps from the Engraver, and I stamped it, wrote, and then there's a butterfly from the Engraver. So, and then for this one, I took the same black seam binding, and I just wove it, not really wove it, but, wrapped it around there. And then there's some bling from Marla, and there's also a filigree, and I think I got that from Lori with my mousetrap swap. And then I took some mesh bling, and I just cut off the single pieces and put them on this lace. This lace is from my stash. I did put the paper on this, and I wrapped it around. And then I took this lace from my stash, and I weaved in the ruler, and this is from the 6x6 pad. And I just weaved it in the lace and wrapped it around. And then I did the same thing for the bottom as the top. This is from the bling mesh bling from Craftsupplies1. I took 2 of the little eyelets from Tim Holtz and I screwed them in the sides. And then this chain is just from my stash that I've had. And then these are industrial chic charms. So I just hung those from there because they kind of match. So, because they have the little black beads at the bottom, and then they're clear. So I thought it kind of matched my shabby chic grunge. And then here on the bottom is a button from my stash, and I just glued that there. And then I took, what did I do on this one? I think I did what are they called? The head pins that have the hooks, and I just pushed it through. This is a bead cap and a bead, and then another bead cap from my stash. And I just pushed it through and then through the button and glued it. And then I believe this bead cap is from my stash, and then this one right here is from Craftsupplies1, and it's this one. And then I wrapped some mesh bling around it. And then this is one of those white ones again. And I just took one of the eye pins. Is that what they're called? Yeah, I think that's what they're called. And I just hooked some chain to it. And then I threaded it through, made the loop so it would hook to the other one. And just hung some chain. And then this is a bauble from my stash with the black bead cap again. And then I used, let me show you. I used one of these on it. So like right there. And then I put a bead spacer. Let me see if I can get this to focus better. A bead spacer, and then I just did a little loop thing and wrapped it around. And then on this one, it's just some beads and bead caps from my stash. And then this one is like a little, like a clasp thing, and I think I got that from Butterbee Scraps as like a little gift, when you order. And then this is a key from Craftsupplies1, and it's one with the little heart. So that's what I used there. And so yeah, those are my wine corks. And so I'm gonna mail them off. I've got some more things that are gonna go with it. I'm also doing a swap with Marla, which is Echo 92503. And so I'm gonna mail them off with some dominoes that I'm doing, and then our little swap that we're doing. So I hope that the people that receive my wine corks really like them. So I just want to thank everybody for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.